wow, that's an amazing story. And I said, my wife's going through the same stuff. I said, she's been told she's got a couple of months to live. She did chemo. They can't help her. He said, listen, he says, I will have my doctor from Tijuana. He went down to Tijuana, right? And he said, I'll have him call you. And I said, why would you go to Tijuana? And he says, well, he uses Laetrile, which is banned in the US and Canada. And it's actually a product of the apricot seed, vitamin B17, and it acts as a catalyst. So it makes your body feel like it's getting 100% chemo and 100% radiation, when in fact it's only getting like 15, 20%. So it's a lot easier on the body. And he says, he's healed me. I'm 6 years cancer-free. I'll have him call you. So this and that, I eat my meal, this is that, we hug each other goodbye. Don't think much of it. I go back and I kind of tell Karen and Mom what kind of occurred. And about a month later, we went home, back to Vancouver, and one Sunday we're sitting there, Karen and I, and the phone rings. I picked up, hello. Bob, he says, is this Bob Huxtable? And I said, yes. And he says, well, I'm Dr. Vargas. And he says, I hear you're a friend of a patient of mine, Rob Pyle. And I go, and I kind of gathered myself for a second. I kind of almost forgotten about it. And I said, yeah, of course I met Rob in a bar in Palm Springs. He said, well, he told me Karen's story and I think I can help her. He said, would you send me down all her CAT scans and MRIs and whatever else, ultrasounds? And I said, yeah, I'll get back to you on that, So anyways, I put it on speaker and he talked to us for about 40 minutes, wow, couldn't believe it. Just such a nice guy and friendly and everything, and made such great sense. And we got off the phone. I said to Karen, well, we talked about it and talked to a few friends, and they're like, what are you, nuts? You're going down to Tijuana? Like, you'll get freaking kidnapped by the cartel or you'll get shot or something. I mean, Tijuana has one of the worst reputations in all the world. Well, that stopped recording. It only goes for so long. You got to stop it and restart. He says, I think I can help you send down all your CAT scans and everything. So I said, okay, well, we'll get back to you. So a lot to digest. I wanted to go to Tijuana and all this kind of stuff. So anyways, we talked for a couple of days, Karen and I, and finally we said, like, what choice do we really have? So I called him back and I said, okay, we're going to come down and we're going to send so we sent all our stuff down to him. Probably 5 days later, a week later, he calls and he says, I can definitely help Karen. He says, come down, it'll be $7,000 US per week, and I'll need you for 3 weeks. So, okay, so we got the money together, and I think it was the end of January or whatever. And because I remember the Farmers Insurance PGA golf event was on. I said that he wanted to pick us up Sunday in the limo at the San Diego airport, whisk us across the border into Tijuana. So I said to Karen, let's go down early. We'll take in the Farmers Insurance and just relax and kind of get your body relaxed and just have a nice time in San Diego, La Jolla. So we did that. Sunday night, we went to the airport. He picked us up, whisked us in. And just as we're getting to the Tijuana border, I get my passport and everything all ready, and we go flying right through the border. And I said to the driver, I said, hey, I got to stop and show my passport and everything. He goes, he says, they don't care who's coming in here. He says, wait till you try and get out. So that was my first kind of adventure in Tijuana. And so anyways, we get to the suburbs. We pull into this really nice hotel, go in, check in, and we got a beautiful suite in the hotel, and we unpack and everything. And that night the phone rings about 8 o'clock, and Bob, Dr. Vargas, he says 2 things. First of all, he says, welcome to Mexico. And secondly, he says, you've done the right thing. I'll see you in the lobby at 9 o'clock in the morning. I said, wow, okay, great. Thank you, doctor. And we're still nervous. And I tell you, I'm still quite skeptical. I think Karen probably is too, but So anyways, we get a night's sleep. In the morning, we're down there. We have breakfast. We get into the lobby at 9 o'clock. We're sitting there. All of a sudden, up pulls this big black Escalade. And I'm thinking, what the hell's going on here? And the driver's door pops open. He parks right in front. The doors automatically open up. In comes this guy, handsome as hell, got a beautiful blue suit on, like that royal blue with a white shirt and a red tie. I think he's the president of Mexico. I mean, he looks so good. Comes right over to Karen and I and says, hi, you must be Bob and Karen Huxtable. He says, I'm Dr. Vargas. Come on with me. So we get in this big black Cadillac Escalade, drive like 3 blocks around the corner, because this is the whole medical area of Tijuana. It's out in the suburbs. It's really quite upscale. Believe me, you don't want to go downtown Tijuana. But anyways, so he takes us in, he introduces us to everybody, and beautiful clinic. You could eat off the floor. I've never seen anywhere so clean. We go down to his office, and he turns his computer screen towards Karen and I and says, so, he says, see all this black stuff in your stomach? We go, yeah. He goes, well, that's all the tumor, and it's all wrapped around all her ligaments and tendons. And I go, oh my God. I said, well, can't you just surgically remove all that? He goes, no. He says, there's no way. He said, that would kill her. It's just too wrapped around. He said, I am going to do chemo and radiation. And that's when he explained everything to us about the Laetrile. And he gives Karen a IV at like 10 or 11 every morning and for about an hour. And it's all vitamin B's and C's and all that kind of stuff, plus the Laetrile. And then at 5 o'clock every afternoon, she will go down for radiation. And this is just Monday to Friday for 3 weeks, right? So we're like, okay. And I'm still very skeptical, I don't mind saying. And then he looked at us and he said, I've been really studying Karen's case. And he said, I think that I can fix her up. In fact, I know I can fix her up in 2 weeks. I don't need you here for 3 weeks. That is when the light bulb went off in my head. And I thought, wow, this guy's not about the money. This isn't a scam. This guy, he wants to help people. And all of a sudden, my shoulders relaxed and I felt better about the whole thing. Because we had another $7,000 US to hand to him. Anyway, so we started the next morning. The nurse comes in. I think her name was Maria, probably in her late 70s, sweet as could be, couldn't speak a lot of English, but enough. And she would hook Karen. We're still in the room. We had 2 queen-size beds. You don't have to go to a clinic or anything. She comes in, gives her the IV, and then we go lie around the pool, or maybe Karen lies down for a while. Then at 4:30, Dr. Vargas's assistant, forget his name, not Maniscalco, something like that. And nicest guy, he'd come and drive us downtown to the state-of-the-art radiation center. I mean, it was brand new. And actually, if I go back a little bit, Dr. Vargas took us down there after he told us all about he only needs you here for 2 weeks and whatnot. Took us down to this radiation facility. He says, Bob, they've got the latest in equipment. You're in good hands here. And we were in the lobby, and the radiologist comes out and says, oh, come on, Dr. Vargas, I'll take you in to the room. So we go, and I said, well, you want me just to sit here? And Dr. Vargas says, no. He says, you come with us. You're part of this, which no doctor in Canada or U.S. does that. So we went into the radiation room, and there's this big radiation machine with the big tube and everything. He gets Karen on the thing, and she's got like a blue hospital gown on. He kind of opens it up a little bit. And he's got a black magic marker, and he pulls it out and he marks all the area that he wants the guy to radiate, and says, now don't go anywhere outside of here, and make sure you put the lead over her private parts and blah, 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 blah. The guy says, okay, aye. So we leave there, and I'm feeling better by the minute, I gotta tell you. And anyway, so the next morning in comes the nurse, does that for an hour, IV, 4:30, we get picked up, we go down there. After 2, and every night we're going on the show, we're going out for dinner. Karen never puked once. She never missed a beat. Her energy was good. She felt great. And sometimes she'd go for a little sleep after in the morning, and I'd go down by the pool. And I can't tell you how many people came up to me saying, "Oh, what are you here for?" A lot of Americans saying, "What are you here for?" And they go, "Well, I'm just down here supporting my wife." And they would say, I'd say, "What are you here for?" They go, "Well, I'm getting a new kidney. It's like $5,000 instead of $100,000 or $50,000 in Dallas, and I can get it in 2 weeks instead of waiting a year and a half." And I constantly heard that. They said, "Oh, we've had friends come down here and it's highly recommended and they're doing great," and blah, blah. That was all building up in my mind that, wow, this is, they're really into it down here in Mexico. And you can rest assured, they are really set up for it. And that was 15 years ago. And so after the 2 weeks, the doctor says to us, "Okay," he says, "I'm all done." And I said, "Well, are we going to get another MRI to see that it's all gone?" He goes, "No." He said, "What I did will still be working for about another month or 2 or 3. He says, "Wait a month and then go get a CAT scan and then go to your oncologist." So we said, "Okay." So we came home, got the CAT scan in about a month, month and a half.